passed away a long time ago. He was an old man. Another very interesting character was a Persian named Muhammad Ali Ghambari. This boy was a teacher that I would envy. Myself have been involved in teaching, but he was one tremendous boy. He would go, we hear like 750 people turn into Baha'i faith in the city of Tanjavur. He would just like a train. He would just go and speak and talk and get people into the faith. He was one amazing soul. And he used to come to our place and I was reading poetry for him. Always a smile. He was so much love to get his PhD, his doctorate and all that. When this issue of Canada came, my God, this man, he was just so welcomed the idea. But I think Universal Laws of Justice sent a letter to him, or national, or whatever, that everyone is living here and there's nobody for these local Baha'is. This Ghambari, who was so much wanting to study, he actually sacrificed it. He didn't come to Canada. He said, I stay here behind. You think I'm elder and I'm somebody? You're wrong. That Ghambari there, I saw. This man not only was a true pioneer, but he was a real teacher too. I have heard a lot of great Baha'is that have done great things in the book. I haven't seen personally one as big of as Mr. Ghambari. Young guy too, just made like our age, 22, 23. So he sacrificed all this study and everything else just to stay among the locals, all alone, nobody around with him. God, when I think of him, I feel ashamed of myself, We all came to Canada. The other gentleman was another young fellow. He was a Malaysian. His name is Ali Merchant. This Ali apparently does not go to university, like everybody else. He decided to go to University of Baha'u'llah, he says. I just want to go read from A to Z. His dad says, okay, that's what you want to do, go ahead. He was a full master of the Baha'i faith, reading everything in English. What an English speaker. What a beautiful soul he was. I think at the end that we're coming, I heard that he was working in the National Spiritual Assembly and probably is a member there. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful soul he was. So this was some of the events that happened to India in this pioneering. But because of my Islamic background from Iran, was always, people were suspicious about me. They were, trying to create all kind of problem. They would have probably created problem for me not to come even to Canada if it wasn't the National Spiritual Assembly of India that they did that. So, I'm going to say this event because it sort of goes to there. It's around 1984. I had to wait another extra year because my wife was finishing her last year of school in chemistry and I was teaching, was beside her too, so she can finish. So we're coming to Canada now, we got our visa and everything else. For some reason, I had to go to Vancouver because my family member were there. So we were given a ticket to go from India to Japan, from Japan gone to Vancouver, but later on they sent me a letter, it's changed, I'm going to go to Forest, Ontario, but they can't change the ticket, so I got to go to Vancouver, from Vancouver come back to Ontario. All right, and so we took the flight and we start right here at airport, Narita Airport in Japan. As soon as we come down, they said that, this Japan is just like a robot. They said, Iranian, you should not come through this year, or we have to send you down to your embassy. I said, I have a landed immigrant visa in my hand. I'm not an Iranian right now. I'm already become a Canadian. They said, I see this is it. In 2 minutes, they're going to call the embassy of Iran in Japan. They come receive me and my wife, and then there's no legal force that can take us. I told Japanese that, can I make a telephone call? I have some friends in Tokyo. He goes, oh, you have friend in Tokyo. You have been in Tokyo before? I said, no, but I have friend. Oh, how is your friend talking? I said, well, give me a chance. They said, okay, quick. I don't know, I had $100 or something. I went to make a phone call to India and said, I had to give that $100 to them. I said, okay. I called India. My God, Baha'u'llah was with me. Because Dr. Vajdi, which is the chairman of the assembly, I said, sir, I'm in Japan and I'm going to be sent to Iran in a few minutes. Why? I said, they're saying that the Canadian embassy had told Iranian coming to Japan have to be sent back. He said, show them this visa. I said, I did. They're not accepting anything. He said, okay, get the pen. Get the pen. He told me that, write this phone number. Dr. Socio Pazzoki. Okay. I wrote down that phone number. I didn't know how to get the phone number to dial the phone. I said to one of them, this is my friend. They look at me and said, oh, Socio Pazzoki. They got the Socio Pazzoki on the phone, and I got the phone, and I said, I'm an Iranian, Baha'i, in the airport. I need help. I think it was a woman, and then a man, I think, must be himself, Dr. Pazzoki, and goes to get his wife, and they arrange it and get some Iranian. Before I know, on the phone, they talked to me, and they said, don't worry about it. I don't know what happened. They made a call or something. All of a sudden, this Japanese turned completely blue and yellow and looked at me. He said, you have friend? I said, yeah, I have friend. How you have friend? I told him I'm a Baha'i. We're anywhere in the world we go with Baha'is, we take care of each other. We're all, what is Baha'i? I showed them in the phone book. This is the number, look, Baha'i Faith in the yellow page. They were totally interested. So, this stingy Japanese, they said, well, I don't know what they told them, probably sue or something. It was Friday evening. They kept me in the hotel. Strange enough, Saturday and Sunday in the hotel Narita Airport. We found it very expensive. Till Monday morning to find out the High Commission of Canada comes, and he looked at me and my wife and looked at the commission. He says, these Japanese are a robot. We told them that those illegal. You're not illegal. Look at your document. But they do not differentiate. He started talking Japanese to them, kind of scolding them, why is this like this and that. And I saw the member of the Iranian from embassy, guy with the beard, was on that side just looking at me, ready to, capture me probably as soon as it. But he was disappointed because we were supported by this wonderful Canadian from embassy. And we were saved that day. So see the power of Baha'u'llah. You go everywhere in Japan, I'm going to be sent to Iran, and there you go, an unknown man to me, known to God, by Baha'u'llah, Dr. Socio Pazzoki. So when I took out my life, there's nobody literally, I'm talking sir physically, has not helped me more than Baha'u'llah. He went actually to jail so many years for me to come to Canada. So when I'm talking right now, I owe him my life. Baha'u'llah not only has created me, saved me. There's nothing can change this notion in my head. My own father was a tube. I came through a tube. Baha'u'llah has literally, physically went to jail because he knew me and like me people are at here that to help him. Long distance help. What amazing, eh? So, I think it was July 1984, we came to Vancouver, and from Vancouver we came down to Forest, Ontario, which is another chapter now. So living among the Baha'is was pretty difficult. Those who complained from the Baha'is, I've read a lot of times, they said, we know these people were so nice, as soon as they became Baha'i, they were all hobnob and so difficult to talk to them. My answer to them is this, that Baha'u'llah is a doctor. He says, I'm divine physicians. So those who go to Baha'u'llah, they're sick. They have imperfections. That's why they go to doctor. Who go to doctor? A sick man. Myself, I was sick. A lot of disease, social, philosophical, mental, ideological, habitual, all kind of disease. We go there to get fixed. Now, my brother was saying, so if you're sick, what am I? I told him, you're dead. Dead people don't come to doctor, but those who are coming, they're sick, okay? Baha'u'llah is taking care of everyone. So in that hospital of baha'u'llah, imagine a blind man with a disease, he can't see good. He goes to the apartment that they're all deaf. And he says, guys, watch me, I'm blind, you know. Well, nobody can hear him because they're deaf. He goes there, then there's accident. Dang, they hit each other. And then somebody's trying to solve the problem, comes from the psychiatric department, mental fellow. He wants to be the judge in between them. You just imagine what happens. So complaining from the other Baha'is on what they do is not really the solution. We have to use pure love, compassion, and fix it. You can't, Baha'u'llah says, stay away. Have a distance. Don't hate people. Solution to hatred, distance away. They don't bother you, you don't bother them. But if you could help them and fix them, go fix them. So here and there when I criticize and say, is not from the characters of the individual Baha'is. Really, that's not my business. They're created by God, they're manufactured by God. Who am I to say to God, why did you make this guy or did you make that guy? That is not my department, nobody's department. However, when a person produces his own creation, his own ideology, that is where I'm coming in. Let him be Mr. Adib Taharzadeh, a very respected Baha'i, for me the most respected Baha'i, the greatest translator Baha'i, member of Universal House of Justice. I oppose his opinions and ideas, very politely, or for that matter, anybody else. Because you are made by God, I don't know why you are on the earth, but what you manufacture, it's on the table. And I, as a Baha'i, I have to look at it to make sure the religion is according to science and logic. Then I tell you that I do not agree with this. And I think it should be this way. However, I'm not pressing on my opinion, but if you got something like this is the real meaning of detachment. We have to be detached from our ideas. So this is clarifications, and here, there, you don't think that I'm thinking Baha'is are evil. For that matter, to me, never mind Baha'is or non-Baha'is, nobody's evil. Baha'u'llah says in the last minute, last seconds of death, a very non-believer might go to heaven. That's in the book of Sirchit, I'm paraphrasing. Or other way around. A great believer might go to hell. Then he says, no one knows what his own end shall be. If this is the case, how can I even judge myself? I don't know. If that is the case, then I have to presume everyone alive has a chance to go to heaven to reach to Baha'u'llah. And the one that may not be is me, myself. How about that? Since we don't know these things, let's stop judging each other's for the present, for the future, for the past. We just don't know what's going on, the mathematics of it. Stay away from the individual that are made by God, and I mean everyone, including Ayatollah Khomeini, including Saddam Hussein, including anybody, even Adolf Hitler. I don't know. It's not my department. I'm just not authorized. I'm not equipped to know if these guys are good or bad. But what they say and what they do is on the table. We will judge it. We will say this action is wrong, is right, but regardless of the person who did it, we don't know why he did it, but what's been done, we say it's wrong, or what's been said is wrong. Okay, thank you very much. Till tomorrow, so long.